Monday saw investors flock to reopening trades. The Dow rose more than 300 points, posting its best day in a week. The S&P climbed 0.6%. The Nasdaq was the only relative underperformer, gaining just 0.2%. But nonetheless, three benchmarks all ended the day firmly in the positive territory. Now, the small cap Russell, that's making a comeback again as reopening trades pick up, jumped 2% nearly to another record high. So the small cap Russell really one of the best performing indices in recent times. What's further encouraging from the US handover to India this morning is that the futures on the Dow are still maintaining their momentum. They were up around 200 points. Now they're still up around 160 points. S&P 500 futures in the meanwhile rose 0.6% and Nasdaq 100 futures climbed 0.4%. So one would say this is one of the strongest US handovers we've seen in the last 5 trading sessions. Asia definitely reacting to that this morning. Japan's making a comeback post that holiday yesterday. Monday was a market holiday in Japan. Today we are up with a vengeance. The Nikkei 225 has jumped 2.35% in early trade. Shares of robot maker Fanuc are really leading the charge there. It's an index heavyweight up 2.22%. The Topix as well is up 2.18%. So across the board in Japan, you're seeing a minimum 2% gain. South Korean Kospi is up 0.30% and the S&P in Australia is up around a whole percent. So Asia Pacific being led by Japan this morning, but all your major headline benchmarks are firmly in the positive territory. Now, EU's closed flat yesterday. Oil and gas stocks surprisingly did very well within the European Union. They were up 3.2% as a pack. Telecom stocks slipped 1%, so they weren't looking too good. So based on these three equity related handovers, I'd say Nifty is primed for a positive open this morning and likely to trade with a positive bias, given that we've had a strong handover. And given that Nifty's tried to successfully cross 13,000 for the last 5 or 6 trading sessions, today might be the day where we just see a firm jump over 13,000 that's here to stay, and we might even close there. Let's see. Two commodities we always check on, oil and gold. Oil prices rose 1% on Monday. The OPEC Plus might extend a deal to restrain output. Brent crude rose 92 cents or 2% to $46 per barrel nearly. WTI crude settled 64 cents or 1.51% higher at $43 per barrel. Both benchmarks jumped 5% last week. Gold fell 2%, its lowest in 4 months yesterday. Spot gold dipped 1.7% to $1,838 per ounce. And then US gold futures shed 2% to $1,835 per ounce. So that was pretty much the global wrap for you. Like I said earlier, we're going to be looking at positive market breadth today for the most part, unless we're influenced by any domestic developments. And all the cues we have to take, whether it be from the US or Asia, pointing to a positive day for markets.